All right, here we are. Here's the follow-up on the heater core replacement on the 08 XC90 3.2. And I think I just set my personal record. I think I've done this 3 times. And it's definitely a backbreaker. I don't know. I think these have a little more room than the wagon. I got to do mine on my XC coming up just for preventative at some point. But this job is super tight, and I'm going to point out and show you a bunch of crap that I found out you need to be extremely aware of. So first things first, this blue plug-in is to the brake position sensor. Get that out and get that clipped immediately and out of the way. Get some zip ties or some tape or duct tape or whatever. And get that out of the way. This thing's to nothing. I don't think that is even. I didn't disconnect that. Ignore that. That I got lucky on this one, and when I pulled the heater core out, somehow it came out and it didn't break. I don't know how that's possible, but so there's the first thing. Second thing is the linkage. The linkage right here, that broke on me. I have absolutely no idea how. You put it on cold and it drops it down and away from that upper pipe. That's the lower, that's the upper. And it definitely gives you space, but it still broke and caught on it when I removed the upper pipe. So here's what you gotta have to do this job. I don't even have, well, I showed you the Harbor Freight orange pick with the sharp 90 on it. That was invaluable to get the clips out. I don't think you have to push on the pipes per se when you're pulling the clips out, but once the clips are out, this was the game changer. This big flathead Husky. That was there's no way I could have got I don't even know how other people do it. If you know, put a comment in the video, or if you got another idea. But man, this thing popped out the pipes perfect. And actually what that did, try to light this up a little better. What that did was when I went to go put them back in, first of all, the grease, you got to get some grease, a little bit of, I just used some engine lube. And when you put the new O-rings on, I just smeared grease around the whole entire thing. And then another part of this that I never really realized, there's a keyway on each of these pipes. And they, here we go, so you can see that better. Those pipes have a keyway on them. The lower one, the keyway's on the bottom. And then inside the female, the heater core itself, there's an alignment tab that keyway goes into. So that was a major thing that I think was a problem on the other jobs. Those pipes, when you pull them out of the way and bend them, they have like a plastic cradle that they sit in way up above. You'll see it when you're on your back looking upward. And when they bend and go up, I can't really do it from here, but oh, actually you can see it right there where the light's on. That's the cradle. So they have to align to fit into the heater core perfectly. So you're going to see when you bend them out of the way and remove them and pop them out with that big Husky screwdriver, you're going to end up having to bend the pipes and to manipulate them to get the heater core out, and I'm going to mention that part also. It's extremely tight. And I mean, you have to be really careful when you're pulling this thing out. There's no room over here. It might help with the pedals. I don't know if you can put a stick and push the pedal in, but mostly it's the electrical connections and the pipes and all the wiring and everything. And same as when you go back in, total tight, zero tolerance. I mean, you have to go super slow and wiggle it around and make sure everything's out of the way. So, and then the key thing is once you get the pipe bent and into the right orientation to where it sits in the cradle up above, just make sure when you're looking at the flange and the pipe that it makes sense to mate and to go in, or you're never going to get them in, or you're just going to take forever, break your back. You're upside down on the top one, and then on the bottom one, it's actually better to get chest down and put your left knee on the ground, your right leg planted with your foot on the ground, and you can that's a really good angle I found to get the bottom one in. And then the same thing, use the big Husky screwdriver. But what I had to do so you don't want to bend these clips. These clips here, the retaining clips, they'll bend if you are trying to force them in. They have to go inward evenly, and when they're all the way in, you're going to see the points of them revealed on the other side of right there on the housing. You're not all the way in and locked in and pressured up tight for the the factory fit until those come out top and bottom. But there's two pins. It's a U shape with a little head on it, and same thing, top, same clip. Make sure they both come through. And like up top, it was easy. I didn't have to push the pipe in for whatever reason. Once I got it in and it's seated, I heard it go snap or click, and it went in easy. The retaining clip down here, it wanted to bend and started to get out of square because once it's in top and bottom, it'll still get out of square, and you'll start bending this clip, and you potentially wreck the job. Or make it extremely difficult to get it in. So that's really all I got to say about finishing up this job, and hopefully it makes it easy for you, easier. And if you're even got the guts to attempt it, some people won't even do this kind of stuff. They're afraid to break. And then this thing, it's a clean break. I'm going to use a special plastic fusion adhesive and pressure block it up and let it sit for probably overnight and glue that. And it'll work fine because there's no resistance on that. It's a real clean, easy, friction-free operation once the damper, or when you turn the dial on the climate control. So, all right, hope that helped. Thanks for watching again.